I'm back again. 2020-21. We are back again, and so I'm so happy to be back again and Expand Your Life. And this is Gargi Sarkar joining in Expand Your Life. And well, I want to give you a little background about Expand Your Life. People who don't know Expand Your Life, what we do. So Expand Your Life is a channel that has been curated and designed by me, that's Gargi Sarkar, in 2020. So 2020 is when I made this program. And the way that I saw when I made it was during lockdown, and I was trying to talk to people from different walks of life and understand their challenges that they face, So that's how I started this channel. And it's been I'm very happy that we have some around more than 2,500 followers, and actually 700 followers. We're reaching 3,000. And in 2.5 months time, we had people from different walks of life, starting from a DIY artist to a transgender activist to someone Yodha who has actually been rescuing animals. So we have people from different walks of life who joined my show and shared their challenges, their aspects of life, what they face in their life every day. So I'm back again, and this time I have got someone who is very interesting. And well, I would really like to share something with all of you, that everybody takes New Year resolution, right? So my New Year resolution this year is that I'm going to take care of my health. And I go to the gym every day, I exercise regularly, I eat healthy food, I do meditation, and I keep myself happy. And that's what my New Year resolution is. And I want to make myself happy, and I'm going to keep others happy too. So why not? I thought we start off this year with something very interesting, and someone who is basically enthusiast. He is actually a sports enthusiast, and he's actually trains marathon players, So that's who he is, and I am going to invite him in another 2 minutes. So before that, I would like all of you to share your goals that you've taken on in 2021, that what do you want to do, what are the new things that you've taken on, what are the challenges that you're facing, and how you want to overcome those challenges in the comment section of the post that we have posted early New Year, right? So I would really like all of you to share your comments on that page itself. That would really be nice. And you can also invite your friends and ask them to share their details also, right? So I'm going to invite Devansh right now, and I'm going to share what he has been doing and a little bit about him, and then I'm going to ask him questions. So guys, just hang on. I'm going to invite him right away. Yeah. So it's so nice to see people joining. I'm so happy. I was just waiting to have everybody joining in my show. Really been happy about it. So I'm so happy that. Thanks, Devansh. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Gargi. How are you?
Good. So how was your your show that you were doing?
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be at 9 o'clock today. It was not before this, after this. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So we have Devansh with us. I'm going to give a little background about him, which I have,
Sure.
I have gathered from him. So, so he is an exercise physiologist and researcher. He's one of a very few in India with bachelor's and master's in human movement from US and certification in exercise physiology from American College of Sports Medicine. So I have Devansh with us. So Devansh, so nice to have you in my show, and Happy New Year to you. And
Wishing you the same. Thank you.
So it's my privilege to have you in my show, actually, And, I was sharing with everybody in the page that this year I have taken a pledge that I want to really take care of my health. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm doing exercise. I am eating healthy. I am doing meditation. There's so many things that I'm doing this year, so that I've taken that on. And I'm just asking everyone to take on health. As we always say, as a proverb that goes, health is wealth, right? So, you take care of your health. It makes a lot of difference, because where you live, that's your body. And you don't take care of that, makes no sense, right? So
Yep.
I really want everyone to take that on in their lives. So Devansh, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I would like you to briefly answer them, and then you can also share what are the challenges that you faced and what are the kind of problems that you faced and how you have overcome them, right? So I'll ask you a few questions, and post that we'll have some fun round.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's the rapid fire round. Okay. So
Yeah.
I would like you to really answer the like few answer questions. And you know what? All our guests on this page, they just wait for the rapid fire round. Trust me on that. So
Hmm.
because that every week I come up with different kinds of questions for all the guests. So yeah, so do we start, Devansh?
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. This show, I never knew about it until you approached me. So it's a very good initiative to get people from different backgrounds and asking
Yes.
them about their journeys and challenges and
True.
how they go about things. So it's going to help a lot of people. So keep up with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Devansh. And we want more encouragement like this. That's going to help us, going to
Yeah.
grow the page more and more. And I'm really looking forward to having great people like you on the show again. So my first question to you is, Devansh, that what made you take a turn towards being an exercise physiologist?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I did not intend to become an exercise physiologist in the beginning. So I went abroad in 2009 after my 12th. And
Mm-hmm.
initially, I had gone there to do pre dentistry. So I was all into
Okay.
biology only. But
Mm-hmm.
I had chosen that field not because I was passionate about working on teeth, but
Mm-hmm.
just because I had heard that it's a field where you make a lot of money. So it was not a passion for me, it was just a way of making money. But when I went there,
Okay.
I realized that it's something else, and I didn't pay too much attention to the classes I was taking. Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
too interested in them. When you're not interested in things, you don't really pay attention in class as well, and you don't even do the homework properly. And this,
Okay.
so now let's rewind back to a few years from there. In 2000 and 2006, I had joined Shihan Parvez Mistri's karate class, karate dojo.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as many of you may know, he's the founder of karate in India. And
Okay.
he is one of the best fitness experts that India has ever had from that era. He's like 73 right now.
Okay.
He was the one who guided me of fitness. I
Got it.
used to be an obese kid. I don't want to like say call myself obese because it's very not compassionate. I had one of my guests on the Fit Geek show who said she's an obesity medicine expert, and she said do not call anybody obese or do not call them overweight. You say they're
Okay.
suffering from obesity. So yeah, I used to
Okay.
be suffering from childhood obesity, and slowly, I took a turn, got fit with Shihan Parvez Mistri's guidance, fell in love with the field, then went to the States, and then I realized that this is what I want to do. It was very
Okay.
personal in the beginning, but then it turned into serving others as well. So it's a great way to help others, and in 2011, I made a decision of pursuing exercise science. At that
Okay.
time, there was hardly anybody from India who was doing that. Any Indian you meet
Okay.
abroad is doing medicine, biology, pure science research, engineering, only that kind of stuff. So I was one of the
Mm-hmm.
very few who started off with that, and I'm really happy with the decision. So this was the
Nice.
turnaround.
Great. So it's lot of it was not by choice. Like you got into it, so it just happened. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So what were the challenges that you faced from your family and your external factors that the challenges that you had faced in this for
Yeah,
doing so?
so the yes, so myself, I myself doubted myself first because at that time, as I said, there was hardly anybody in India who was pursuing this field. So I was sort of reluctant in the sense that if I have to go back to India, what will I do with this degree? If I
Correct.
get to stay in US, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of opportunities in the US, but within India, what will I do? Another thing is that I was making a big switch from going into dentistry to going into exercise or sports science. And
Okay.
while my mother supported me, my dad had some concerns as to if I will be
Mm-hmm.
successful, if I would give my best, and everything like that. But apart from that, I did
Okay.
not really face too strong of a resistance from anywhere. It was just myself,
Nice.
and yeah,
Because it's quite a different, see what happens is, I mean, it's a very different field altogether. You're not a doctor, you're not a,
yeah,
you're not a engineer, or that's
yeah,
what we all wait for to become, all our
yeah,
children to become that, and that's what we
hmm,
pray for in turn, right? So
yeah,
you've done
hmm,
something which is very different, and then you're not getting external factors, external challenges. That's quite a good. Family supporting is one of the best thing that one can have,
yes,
right?
yes,
So that was there with you. I think rest could have been managed in any ways, right? Great.
yes, for
So
sure.
great. Then what is your business model? How does it work? What do you do with this? You just give a little light for all the viewers who are there.
So currently, I'm doing online and offline training.
Okay.
I do one-on-one training with individuals. I do group trainings. I conduct webinars. I've conducted seminars for marathoners, for martial artists, depending on
Okay.
what they require. Because
Okay.
every sport or every person has a different requirement in fitness. Everybody does not have the same goal. So if a
Right.
person wants to say lose fat, I would curate something for them. If they want to gain some muscle mass, I would curate something for them. It's very individualized, but at the same time, I focus on the education part as well. So that's
Okay.
where the seminars and the webinars come into place. So that is the
Mm-hmm.
model as of now. In the future, I am planning to spread the phenomenon of organic muscle building in India.
How does
So
that work?
muscle building, yes. So it's pretty simple, but it's at the same time really interesting. So organic muscle building is nothing but focusing on building muscle throughout your life
Mm-hmm.
without the use of external steroids or any performance enhancing drugs, which is very, very rampant in India right now.
Right.
I go to gyms, I see people, most of the bodybuilders are on steroids. The negative
Yes.
effects of
Right.
steroids are extremely bad.
Yes.
And the youth, they sort of idealize Bollywood stars, these
Yes.
bodybuilders as their fitness
True.
models, which is
True.
not good. And at the
Absolutely.
same time, muscle building is seen as a taboo in our society to some extent, especially in women, because they think that they look like bodybuilders, but it's not true.
Okay.
Old people, elderly people above the age of 60, uh, even children, women, and any person should and must build quality muscle throughout their life,
Okay.
and not using any enhancing drugs or anything, but through pure natural food. And if that's not possible, just through some supplementation. That's all. So this
Okay.
is what my
So
far
what are
sight
the
is.
supplementation that one has to take on to do that?
Oh, I do not focus on supplementation in the beginning at all. If a person
Okay.
can eat everything with their food, with wholesome nutrition, no
Mm-hmm.
requirement of supplementation. Like myself, I
Okay.
do not eat any supplements as of now.
Okay.
Once in a while, if I miss out on some chicken or anything on that day, I would take some plant protein. That's all. Otherwise, I don't take supplements as such.
Sure. So where do you take these sessions in offline as well as online? So where do you online, of course it's online. I'm saying offline, where do you take the sessions?
So wherever I get invitation from, so I had gotten an invitation from a government sector. So I had gone
Okay.
to do a section, a presentation there. Then I got an invitation from my martial arts mentor. He was one of
Okay.
the seniors. So I went to address about 100 martial artists, and I shared the stage with renowned martial artists that day. It was very good. So yeah, I've been getting invitations for that, and at the same time, I post it on my social media as well if I'm organizing
Okay.
something in the future, and if people want to sign up for it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have offline sessions, you take offline sessions in Bombay itself, or you take offline sessions out of Bombay also?
I have taken one offline session out of Bombay in Satara, so I had to
Okay.
travel there. Yeah, yeah. So I do within Maharashtra within reachable limits, but right now it's only
Okay.
online because of the pandemic.
Okay. And what is the kind of people who join in your show most of the time? I mean, sorry, on your in your class for your classes.
Or for the classes in the sense you mean the seminars or
The
uh,
seminars. Seminars.
okay, okay. Oh yeah, they range from anyone. Like in the sense, if it's curated for a particular section of the society, it's gonna be only martial artists. The
Okay.
one in Satara that I had gone to were only marathoners, like professional marathoners,
Okay.
who take marathon running pretty seriously. because
Yeah.
Satara Hills Half Marathon is supposed to be one of the most challenging half marathons in the country. It has a lot
Okay.
of hills and go up and down. It's pretty hard to get used to that terrain. So
Uh-huh.
it just depends on the crowd. If somebody wants to, say it's a group of people who want to build muscle, they'll just attend that for that. That's all.
Nice. Okay. So, what kind of corporate clientele you teach? So, if you can give some names, throw some names to those corporate clients that you take sessions with.
Yeah, so I've had so many of my clients are belonging to corporate world. One is a CA who works for a big firm. I don't want to name them, but I'll just tell you examples where they work. So as another one is one of like he's a really famous businessman in Mumbai. He
Mm-hmm.
belongs to the steel sector, so his thing is in
Okay.
like steel manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there are other people who work in like the job sectors as well. So where stress levels are high, they don't have
Right.
much time, so they have only 1 hour per day where they can work out, but they make the most
Mm-hmm.
out of it. So I have a
Right.
few clients like this, yeah, and
So,
many others are businessmen.
do you think all this, the exercise and all that, whatever that you teach them, does it affect also on the mental health of a person?
Oh, for sure, yes. They are
Okay.
so stressed out sometimes that exercising is the only thing they look forward to at the end of the day for venting out.
Mhm.
So instead
Okay.
of, say, I'll give you an example. So instead of like some people prefer smoking a couple of cigarettes, or some people prefer, drinking a few drinks here and there.
Mhm.
There's a group of people who prefer exercising instead,
Very
and I
nice.
think that is much more healthy than
Absolutely, absolutely,
yeah,
no doubt.
intoxicants.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So because yeah, I know because I experienced that myself. I while lockdown happened, the gyms were all closed and I did
yeah,
not have any other outlet to go for. So what I
hmm,
used to
hmm,
do is run every day on the compound that I have. And
yeah,
what I used to do, I used to do some exercise, but it takes a lot of, to really mentally you need to be prepared to make sure that you have to take those steps to get up in the morning and tell yourself that listen, just get up and go and do the run. And
yeah,
it's not easy to take
yeah,
those on for yourself. So
yeah,
that's why I believe your mental you have to be much more stronger in your head, and you need to really push yourself, and that
yeah,
is very very important. And for that, I think the best way to push yourself is also if you put
hmm,
some goals for yourself, and if you tell
hmm,
yourself that I want to be in this, I want to be like this, so many whatever 50 kgs, 55 kgs, like the way in corporates what we do is we put targets for ourselves, right? So when you put the
right,
target, you try to achieve the target, you work towards the target. So you put
hmm,
targets for yourself, you'll
hmm,
actually work towards it and you achieve it, right? So that's very
yep,
very important, I believe in. I actually always do this parallel with in life, as well as how I work in office. So if I have to achieve something, I put targets to it. If I don't put that,
hmm,
then I'll never be able to achieve it, right? So or else
right,
it will be like I'll be headless chicken.
yeah, yeah.
So I really believe in this aspect. So I think it's a very good thing that you're doing, Divesh.
And
And
you are not the only one who said this. Like both the clients that I talked about, all both of them, they are strictly into like they want to know exactly how many number of reps I want them to do. So they're like, no, you give me a number and I'll hit it. It's just like the corporate mentality
nice.
that they have in office that
Absolutely,
they want to
and it's
transfer
so
into working
important.
out.
Absolutely, like
Yeah,
anything, any brand, if you look at it, they work on themselves after a few years. They reposition
yeah,
their brand. Why do they do that? Because they
mm,
see that it's important to reposition them after a point of time. So you, or else it becomes mundane, and then people accepting
yeah,
it, people don't accepting it. So it's important to do that. So I completely get
true.
what your clientele says, and it really
Yeah.
works. Great. So can you also throw some light on this Fit Geek show that you do? What is that you do, and
Yes.
and how does it help?
So this started off post the lockdown in March. So I wanted to do this from a long time, but the lockdown actually gave me a chance to start this afresh. And so the thing is, there are I can hardly actually name any podcast within India that talks solely about fitness and invites guests that
Okay.
actually write the textbooks that trainers throughout the world read and get their knowledge from.
Okay.
So, in India, you know that fitness is increasing day by day. The field is booming. People are
Yeah.
taking up their health more seriously, especially in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing because there are some people who may not have the best knowledge, but are promoting themselves as if they have all the knowledge.
Okay.
And hence, there's a lot of misinformation that's being spread around. So to cut the crap, I thought of inviting these guests who are live examples of themselves. They are athletes, people who've served in the military before,
Nice.
authors, yeah, authors who have written textbooks for the National Strength and Conditioning Association, for American College of Sports Medicine. My own professors I've invited to talk. My own colleagues I've invited to talk. So they give all cutting edge research information which is not biased towards their own preferences. And anywhere, if you talk to a good scientist or good researcher, they will never have a biased opinion. They will give their opinion and then they'll say, you choose what works for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm promoting on my show, is to give free information in most of the aspects of fitness so that people can have a look at it, watch it, and actually apply it to their lives. Because without application, it doesn't help.
Nothing works. Absolutely correct. I'm
Yeah.
with you. So, do you suggest that people should eat certain kind of food to keep themselves healthy? If you may just throw some light on that.
Yeah, yeah. So certain kind in the sense I'm not, I don't like to restrict myself to eat this and not eat that. A little bit of everything is okay. Apart from the cigarette and alcohol composition
Yeah.
that I don't really believe in, I don't smoke or drink, and I
Yeah.
promote the same throughout my clients as well. But in terms of food, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, if you have things in moderation, if you cook homemade meals,
Yeah.
that is the first step towards health. If you cook homemade stuff, it's going to be the best for you. That is the basic step that everybody should take.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
you're saying that eat less out.
Yes, because you do not know what goes into it. How old the food is, if they've frozen it from so many months, if the person is hygienic who's cooking it, what kind of oil goes into it, if they've reused the oil from before. All these, they don't really affect the caloric content of the food, but they affect the health part of the food, which also affects your overall health.
But sometimes eating out is important.
Oh, definitely. Sometimes, okay, yes, 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 everything in moderation. So, once a
Because
week, once in
otherwise,
2 weeks.
it gets very boring that you're eating food every day at home.
Yeah, yeah. I order too. Yes, Swiggy, Zomato have made it so easy for us.
Yeah, so
Uh,
otherwise,
yeah.
when all this were when there was holidays, when the restaurants were all closed, so it was quite depressing because I couldn't order from out. So though I mostly like to cook food at home and eat,
Hmm.
but I love to order also. So certain aspects very important. I
Yeah.
love to order. So now when the restaurants and all have opened, and I'm so happy that at least I can go to a couple of places and sit and have some good food also sometimes. Not
Oh,
always, of
yes.
course. If you're eating every day food from out, it's not a very good thing at all.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it
this is what I'm
really
saying. So,
starts.
even if you eat once a week outside, that's still
Yeah,
acceptable
correct.
depending on what kind of food you
Absolutely.
eat. So it's okay. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I agree, agree. So, what are your future plans, Divansh?
Yes. So that comes back to spreading organic muscle building in India. It's not talked about as much because, as far as I know, like Bollywood plays an important part in India. Sports plays an important part in India, and
Right.
sometimes athletes and actors are not clean enough to accept
Yeah.
that they take steroids or something like that. So I
Right.
want to start this movement where people actually come together, learn how to build muscle the organic way, and
Mm-hmm.
benefit throughout their lives. Because muscle building is not just external; it is
Right.
also internal in the sense like it helps you with your metabolic health. It
Absolutely.
helps you with your insulin sensitivity. Maybe keeps you away from diabetes in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
When people age, the fall prevention, sorry, the falls that happen during old age, they can be prevented if you have enough muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more muscle mass you have on your body, the more bone mass you have as well. And you
Right.
know how important it is in women to have bone density. After a
Yes.
certain age, it keeps
Absolutely.
diminishing.
Yeah.
So this is the plan. And in terms of Fit Geek Show, I want to spread out more routes, get in more people. I've had so many interesting guests so far. So I'll give you a few examples. I've had India's fastest speed climber. She is, I think, just 16 or 17. She'd got ovarian cancer at the age of 13. She recovered in
Okay.
2 years, and now she is the fastest climber India has. The
Wow.
rock climbing. Yeah. Then I've
Nice.
had Lyle McDonald, who's a fitness author. He's written 12 books on fat loss in women, women's book, ketogenic diet, everything. I've
Nice.
had Dr. Bill Campbell, who is one of the most renowned researchers in the world, and he researches on physique enhancement in females, males, advices on supplementation, stuff like
Right.
that. So the more guests I can get in, the better, and I can actually make it like a full-time show outside as well, like
Sure.
in-person show. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. All the best for that. So
thank
now
you.
I'm going to get to the rapid fire round and just be prepared for the rapid fire round. Okay.
Yeah,
So the first question to you is, what's your favorite board game?
chess.
Why?
Oh, it keeps your mind engaged. I like Ludo and Snakes and Ladders, but it gets a little boring after some time. But chess, you have to keep engaging your mind all the time.
Okay. So what is one of the thing you should put on your bucket list and why?
Uh, okay. Do I have a time limit or something?
No, it's okay. I prefer that you answer it in like, a minute or so. A minute is also long enough.
Yeah, yeah. Traveling as many countries as possible is one of actually. There's too many things in a bucket, but that's one thing that I want to put. That travel as many countries as possible, experience as many cultures as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could talk in your sleep, what would that be?
Uh,
Difficult question.
Start lifting weights, everybody.
Okay, that's what you're going to say. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, very nice. Where would you go if you're invisible?
Uh, I would go into the backside of the gyms where celebrities train, so I can
Okay.
bust them taking steroids and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Window or aisle and why?
Oh, definitely aisle seat because it's easier to like walk around during the flight
Got
and use the
it.
washroom as well. Yeah.
Washroom as well,
Yeah.
correct. What does fitness mean to you?
Fitness is somewhat an external term in the sense it's a little superficial. Health and fitness
Hmm.
together sit well. Fitness
Right.
is nothing but literally you fit into a category. So, example, if you're the fittest, then the categories you can do 40 push-ups. So it's like more like numbers. But health is like uh, sound body without the presence of diseases, along with fitness. That is the wholesome thing to aim for.
Okay, great. What is better, being organized or attention to detail?
I think attention to details is better because I'm not organized.
Attention to detail?
Yes, yes.
Why?
Oh, because I'm not organized to begin with, as much as should be. But I like to look at things one at a time. So if I finish one task, then I move to the other. Yeah,
Right. Good. That's nice. Not a multitasker.
not at all. No, no, no.
That's good. I mean, you could just concentrate on something and one thing and then concentrate on that. Perfect. Very
Yeah.
nice. Your achievements till now. Because, of course, you will have more achievement. That's why I said till now.
Yeah. Achievement. I think the biggest achievement for me was to overcome the fear of coming back to India. I had this fear until 2016 that I'm never going to succeed after coming back to India because there are not too many opportunities in this field.
Right.
And
Mhm.
after coming back, I've only been proven wrong. One after the other, I got achievements here, in the sense I got opportunities. I also wrote few articles for Men's XP, which is one of the biggest magazines in India
Right.
on fitness, men's health. Then I got so many speaking opportunities. I got to train wonderful clients that I still am in touch with, even if they don't train with me. Uh, lot of clients, lot of clients were into some bad habits, but now they're away from it. In the sense, like one client used to uh, drink alcohol, like not every day, but once in a while. But now, since I've asked him to refrain from it, he just can't handle alcohol, and I'm so happy about it.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, a lot of things on the individual level as well have happened, and these are just a few to name. Yeah.
Awesome. What's your biggest failure till now?
Oh, I have two to share, but number one is not really a failure. It happened for good. Was that the first year when I went abroad and I started studying, I did not like things much. I didn't pay attention too much. I was involved too much in like wasting time, hanging out with friends and stuff like that. So I failed my classes. And
Right.
I failed big time. Like I failed 2 semester back to back, and then I was suspended from the university for a semester. So that was
So what did
one
you learn out
failure.
of it?
But so that happened for good, because that led me to start exercise science.
Perfect.
That is when I thought that, do I really want to do biology or like pre-dentistry, or do I want to do something where I focus on properly? So then I
Right.
started with exercise science, but that was still not the biggest failure. The biggest failure was to underestimate the Indian heritage. I
Okay.
always used to think that Indian food was unhealthy. We use a lot of oil, masalas. That's bad for the body. I used to always refrain from eating Indian food when I was in the States. But once I came back, I realized that Indian food is one of the best that a person can ever consume. Everything is made in proportion, and this has been going on for years and years.
Right.
And Western research is proving things now that we had already discovered 500-600,000 years ago, like eating turmeric
Yes.
in your food. Now they're selling turmeric
Yes.
lattes
Yes.
there in Starbucks.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
So there are, see, that's it. See, Indian spices
yeah,
are always the best. It's obviously the best. So that's why
yeah,
our food, that's why it's rich. So depending
yeah.
on how you cook, right?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
so that's why the food, why it's rich, because it's got the Indian spices in it. And
Hmm.
when people come from abroad, they crave for Indian food.
Yeah,
They just love
true,
it. They love
true.
pubs.
And thank God that this lockdown came. I did not know a single thing to cook. I never knew cooking. Now in the past few months, I've started cooking every damn thing. So from chicken to
Nice.
mutton to like paneer and all sabzis, rice, dal, everything. So now I know what goes into my food. I can cook it, eat it with happiness. Everything's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Great. Okay. Fill in the blanks. Taylor Swift is
she's just a singer. I am not much into Taylor Swift,
it's okay.
but but I've heard of her. So it's just a singer. Yeah, I don't know much
Okay,
about her.
that's it. Godfather or Star Wars?
Okay, I've not watched both of them, but I would prefer Godfather,
Got
because Star Wars is not something I like much.
it. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's how we finish our rapid fire round. But now tell me, what do you want everybody who's there on the show to take back with them, and what do you want to share? You just share something, then I'll end the show with. Yeah.
Yes, so as we're talking about fitness here, each and every one on this earth, especially in India, needs to start their fitness journey at some point or the other. And the
Right.
earlier you begin, the better. I'm not saying that there's a particular age to start fitness. I've seen people who have ran marathons at the age of 65, 70 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen children who are playing sports from the age of 8. So there is
Right.
no age restriction as such, but the sooner you realize that your health is important, your fitness is important, you're not just going to feel better, look better, You're going to
Yeah,
improve the productivity of the
of
country
course.
by working extra hard, by working quality hours, by not being a burden on your family, by having these diseases that could have been avoided. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? There are a lot of people who've been suffering from morbid obesity,
Mm-hmm.
and part of it is clinical, so might be genetic or some problem with their hormonal structure, and part of it can be avoided. A lot of
Correct.
overweightness can be avoided if you engage in regular exercise, eat well, manage your emotions. Emotions are
Mm-hmm.
really important because those affect
Yes.
our daily lives.
Yes.
So the earlier the better. Our Prime Minister has started Fit India movement recently,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really important as citizens to support him for this
Yeah,
venture that he started, because
absolutely.
that's one thing that I totally agree with him. No other prime minister has vocally said something like this. Being fit in any way, you start a sport, you go for a walk, you go
Yes,
running, anything,
I
start lifting
agree.
weights.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. So I want to add to you what you're saying,
Yes.
the bench. Of course, you as from the expert point of view are sharing. I'm saying from a layman point of view as on the other side. So the way I look at it, the fitness, if you really take care of your health, it really makes a lot of difference in every aspect. Be it your
Yep.
body, of course, you feel more confident and you look at yourself in the mirror. You feel much more, that vibrant, and at the same
Hmm.
time it also makes a lot of difference mentally, because mentally you're much more calmer, you manage things better. I have seen that. I have, talking about myself, the days I have done exercise, the way I feel is much more vibrant. I
Hmm.
work much better.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of energy that I could experience for myself. So I think it's a very important aspect of life, and it should be like brushing your teeth. Like the way we
Hmm.
wake up in the morning and brush our teeth and take a bath, if we can start
Yeah.
taking care of our health that way, then
Yeah.
it will make a lot of difference, right? So I
Yes.
completely agree with you there, and it's not easy. I completely understand the viewers there. It's not easy to take it on. You have a lot you to work on your head. You have to resist a lot of good food that comes in front of you and you want to like eat. Your brain says something. Brain says, okay, please have it, but your mind saying, no, 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 don't have it. You need to take care of yourself. Just get your goals in front of you that point of time and say, no, this is what I'm looking forward to. I would definitely not eat this right now. So
Yes.
so obviously you do cheat here and there when it comes to food, but
Oh yes.
yes, we all do that, right? So like you don't have to be completely restricted and only eating food which is
And
raw diet,
if
saying
you if
that.
you if you want to take it positively, then you can stop calling it cheating also. It's a part
Yeah,
of your nature. It's always
correct.
important for us to eat every kind of food, outside food, homemade food, a little fatty
Right.
food, little sweet. It's
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
depends on how much food you eat. If you're going to gulp down a
Absolutely.
1 kilo cake, that's a bad thing. But if you're
Yeah,
going to eat
absolutely.
half a slice and share it off with your friends, it's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't be antisocial. That's what I say. If
Yeah,
you're going to
exactly.
somebody's house, so somebody's house was invited you. You can't be saying, no, no, I'm not going to eat anything. Get me my food. That doesn't work.
Yeah,
So you will
exactly.
definitely eat, some bit, but you're not doing that every day. So you manage your diet. Also,
Yep.
the way I look at it, also another thing that you need to keep it for yourself is your mental health. So you need to
Oh
be
yeah.
happy. You need to just share whatever you want to share. You can't be keeping things with you, putting it in your
Yes.
head and keeping it in your head. Share it, talk to people. Sharing actually makes your entire, all that you're going through disappears. So,
Yes.
so, so it actually helps. So I think,
Yes.
those kind of things
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of
Keeping it
difference.
inside only builds pressure.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely. Brings
yeah.
pressure. Yes, true, true, true. So
So it's
just
always
be
better to vent
happy.
it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Vent it out, talk, have
Hmm.
conversations. Don't
Yeah.
like keep it in your head and go on
Yeah.
brooding over it. Just finish it off. Do closures. So these are the kind of things I believe are going to make keep you happy, because internal lot
Yeah.
of diseases happen because of our mental health. Mentally, if we
Yes.
are not happy, we are brooding, we are thinking too much, whatever, that makes us, we fall sick. So it
Yes.
affects our part of our
And
bodies.
one more thing I'd like to add to this is that
Sure.
mental health can also be managed well if you stop comparing yourself to others.
Absolutely.
Uh, and especially in fitness, I mean, if you look at a person who's running like marathons, they might be doing that from years. If
Mm-hmm.
you're going to compare yourself to them, then it's useless because they've been putting in like 10, 20 years of training. Uh,
Absolutely. You
you
can't
know,
do
a
that.
buffed up person has been lifting weights for years. You've just
Yes.
started off. Just look at yourself each
Practice.
day and see where you are the next day. That's all.
Yeah, practice makes things perfect, and you just go on
Exactly.
practicing. Do whatever that what you think you, and you should be happy with what you're doing. So just go
Yes.
on doing it. I will never compare myself with a marathoner, because
Yeah.
he or she is an expert, and that's what the person does for living.
Yep. Hmm.
So I will never do that. I am doing what I feel is what is required for me, and I'll not
Yes.
overdo also. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's it. So just maintaining a routine every day, working out or doing some exercise or playing some sports. Like I have just, I used to play sports early. I used to play the badminton with a coach, and
Hmm.
I've stopped that because obviously lockdown happened. I used to go to Andheri Sports Complex and I play. So now
Hmm.
again, we starting off in February. I'm looking forward to playing sports, and sports is a brilliant thing in itself.
Yep.
That really the entire body gets affected in a good way. So I
Yes.
think,
Yes.
yeah. So do something interesting, play, have fun, enjoy yourselves, and be open, have conversations with people. Don't keep things inside. So these are
Mm.
my suggestions to all of you.
For
And
sure. Mm.
yeah, and of course, you want to you can follow Expand Your Life page, of course, and also follow Osmosis. What is your full
Fit
listing?
Hub. Fit Hub.
Fitness Hub. Fit Hub, right?
Fit Hub. Yeah.
Osmosis Fit Hub, right? So
Yep.
people, you can follow the page, and and anything that you want to ask, you can ask me. I will pass it on to Devansh. So anybody has any questions, you can ask questions now, guys. There are enough question answer round, so you can ask question. Devansh can answer the question, so you can ask right now, guys. Anybody has questions can
Yeah.
definitely
If
ask.
anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I can
And
see a lot
another
of
thing, by the
yeah,
time they ask any questions, one more thing I'd like to say is that make sure you choose your coach properly, whoever trains you.
right,
Um, no coach should be extremely strict. They have to work their way around the way you train. So
right,
it can't be too strict all the time.
right, right. So basically, you're saying that coach has to be very good, right? The coach who, and
Yes.
another thing I want to add on to what he's saying, as I said, I have always done that. If it's a good coach, I like to believe the coach and
Yep.
give 100% to that rather than do
Yep.
my own things. So
Exactly.
I have
Mm.
always done that. If I have a good coach, I would believe, like, if the coach is saying right, I go right. If it's saying left, do left. And the coach says, okay, I'll give you, just do this for whatever 5 months and see the difference. And if that doesn't happen, then
Mm.
you do whatever you want to do. So you
Hmm.
believe the coach.
Yep.
That's very, very important aspect, I believe, right? You need to
Yes.
believe the coach quite a bit. You can't be doing your own stuff. Then you
Yep.
can't expect that after 5 months you say, why nothing happened, because you were doing your stuff.
Mm. And you can only believe somebody properly, fully, if you can ask them questions and clear your doubts.
Yes,
So don't
absolutely
forget
correct.
to ask questions also. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. We actually, what happens with all of us is, when we were all children, we used to ask a lot of questions, right?
Yep.
As children, there are so many questions. But later on, when you start growing up, you stop asking questions
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
So that's the sad part. The more
Mm.
questions you ask, the you clear your doubt all the time.
Yep.
So ask
Exactly.
questions. Okay, very, very, very nice. I completely agree with you on that, Devansh. So great, guys. I'm waiting for some questions. Where are the questions? People are saying good podcast, amazing podcast, all that I could see, but ask questions. So how much do you charge for these, like on the online sessions that you take?
Oh, it just depends from person to person. So it's
Okay,
better if they directly contact me or contact you.
sure.
It depends on what packages they want, whether they want nutrition advice, whether they just want training, for how long they want to train, how many days a week they want to train. If it's going to be
Okay.
couple training, it's going to be individual training. It just depends on that.
Ah, got it, got
Yeah.
it, got it. Great, great. So great. Thank you so much. And people are not asking questions. Are
That's
really
fine.
waiting for people to ask questions. How can
How
we
can
get
we
good?
get
Huh,
good coaches in
get
these times?
yeah.
In these times, in the sense like in today's world or like during the pandemic. But anyway, I'll just answer both the sides. First of all, you need to know what you want exactly out of fitness. Then you research online as to who's training specifically for that. Then you see what certifications they have. Now, I don't 100% believe that a person with a good certification knows everything, but at least they've gone through the process of examination.
Right.
So that way, their knowledge has been tested. They've been doing some practical work. So few organizations that are good for certifications are American College of Sports Medicine, National Strength and Conditioning Association. Both are American organizations, and the examinations are very tough to pass. The pass rates are only 40%, 45%, stuff like that. And another thing that I said is that the coach should be ethical. He should not promote ways to achieve your goal extremely quickly.
Mhm.
Um, and I can see another question as well, but I'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
Um, and you should be comfortable with them. He should be a good communicator. He or she, whoever, should be a good communicator, because there are a lot of people who have good knowledge, but they can't communicate the information.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
all these things are required. Research on your coach, see what certification they have. Also, don't be scared to ask them if their certification is still valid. Some people are passing certifications like 10, 15 years before time, and they never maintain the certification. You have to maintain it every 2 years so that you are
Mhm.
updated with latest knowledge.
Right.
Without that, there's no use. So don't refrain from doing that.
Yeah.
And best advice
Right.
for female fitness. So females are a totally complicated bunch, in the sense the physiology is different, the anatomy is different, the way of hormonal system, everything is designed in a very complicated way by nature. Uh, Females not that popular, more about looks than holistic health. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Uh, yeah, so good that you brought that point. Do not focus on extrinsic factors, which are external factors.
Right.
Working out, especially in females, is not just about losing fat and looking good and fitting into the small dress for a wedding or stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It will make you feel good. If somebody's battling clinical depression or anxiety or anything like that, it helps with that as well. Another thing is that focus on full body workouts. Do not just focus on body parts, because that's a different way of training, but it's easier to focus on full body. Every body part has its own importance. So do not skip
Mhm.
leg day, do not skip upper body day, do everything at once, and minimum 3 times a week is enough of resistance
Absolutely.
training or weight training, right?
Mhm.
And holistic, yeah, exactly, holistic health. So make sure you try and eat healthy food. Do not eat too much processed food. Make meals at home. At the same time, find a partner to work out with if that motivates you. That's another way of looking at things.
Mhm.
How to patiently wait
Most
for the
important.
results. Okay. So this, you need to give yourself at least, I'll play the devil's advocate, I'll say 6 months to see good results with a consistent plan. Many
Right.
these, all these 21-day challenges and 30-day challenges, they're all a nonsense.
Yeah.
They're gonna make you lose some weight, and
Mhm.
that weight is, most of the times, it's only water weight that goes from your body. Okay, not fat
Mhm.
weight. So it's
Mhm.
like playing with a person's psychology. You'll lose water weight. You'll think you're losing fat, and then what? After a week of not training, you'll get all the weight back. So give yourself 6 months. Stick to your plan. Believe in yourself. Be consistent. Only take breaks if you really require them, but stick to the plan. Believe in your coach, and just move ahead from there.
What about, I have a question. So what about
Yeah.
if you're traveling? How do you manage your diet and how do you manage your stuff that you want to do?
Yes. So when I'm traveling, I'd prefer eating the local food
Okay.
rather than, getting like McDonald's or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Stick to Indian food when you're traveling, especially in India. Another thing
Right.
is that make sure that you walk a lot instead of
Right.
taking the car to just short distances. If it's a 15-minute walk, I think it's worth the fitness. So just
Mm-hmm.
walk. That's all. Because many terrains are hilly, so you'll get a good cardiovascular workout while doing that as well.
Sure.
Another thing is
Nice.
that in your hotel room, you can do bodyweight stuff. I never stop doing bodyweight exercises when I'm in the hotels. You have the floor in front
That's
of
nice.
you. Yeah, you have a full floor in front of you. I mean, it's like 6 by 6 area. That's more
Right.
than enough to accommodate you. So you just get a 15-20 minute good workout like early in the morning or in the evening when you're back or in the afternoon. That should
Mm-hmm.
be enough. And then you come back to your routine once you return to the city.
Nice. Nice.
It's
Yeah,
just the
good. Thanks.
motivation part that, while traveling, you need to work out. Some
Yes.
people
Yeah. So,
think that
so
if you travel, you don't need to work out.
yes, no, no, no. I completely agree. With a lot of stuff that you can do, you might not. So, for example, for me, I've not done the weight, but what I've done is, if I'm traveling, I'll run. I figure out places to run. I was in Goa, so I figured out places to. You can run. You can just do some,
Yep.
exercise, which you actually want to just walk. Maybe
Hmm.
walk quite a bit. A 10 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes walk itself will help you,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I think it is just that I mean, it's just that you have to be consistent in what you're doing. So
Exactly.
that's the answer that I have. You can't
Yeah.
be doing in spurts. Do it consistently, then you will see the results happening with you. Yeah.
Think of it like, increasing your social media account. Like if you want to increase the
Correct.
number of followers on Instagram,
Correct.
you have to be consistent with posting your stuff with good stuff. That's the same thing.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Devansh, and all the best for all that you are, all your endeavors, and keep your fitness thing alive. And the best part is keep the fitness thing alive for yourself as well as for others, and let
Yes.
everybody who's there, get inspired by that. And today, fitness is a big thing, and
Hmm.
I would really like fitness as a concept to get completely, everybody starts following it.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you so much, and all the best for your shows that you do, and inspire a lot of people. So good to have you on my show. And for the viewers, I want to say thank you for being on the show. Expand Your Life. We did not do anything in December except Anupama Ishwaran, that we had her on December. Post that, we didn't do anything because December is 1 month, everybody is holidaying, partying, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot more to happen this year, and lot to see. You guys will start seeing more podcasts happening coming weeks and all. So be in touch, comment, write on the comment section. When I started the show, I asked everybody to talk about their
Mm.
goals and their challenges, and what are the goals that they're setting, and ask your friends and family to also participate on that. We have already posted one post the beginning of our new year, the what are your goals and what are the things that you're taking on. So we would definitely like to hear from everyone. Be the best. Still, pandemic is still on, by the way, so wear your mask,
Yep.
maintain social distancing, and make sure that you be safe, and wash your hands when you come back home. So do all that what is needed for for COVID not to be with you. Okay, thank you so much. See you next week. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Gargi.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
Devin.
me
Thank
on.
you so
Yes.
much.
All the
Thank
best.
you. Take
Thank you.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye.